Welcome to all. I'm Caroline Zigrand, co-founder of GenieVision, Chief Operating Officer of GenieVision, and I will be the speaker today with my other colleagues, David Verhagen, Business Developer, Philippe Carême, CEO, Adrien Van de Wiel, CTO, and Jean-Pierre Van Oudenhoven, CDO. So all this team has been working now since 2 years, together with 8 other developers to develop this augmented reality SaaS software dedicated to the construction industry and which aim to pocket the 3D and build profit for your project. But before digging into details, maybe let's share with you our first understanding about the market state and more specifically about the profitability stakes on a construction field. So what we could understand as from now is that indeed the construction industry is really under pressure to build better, faster and cheaper, impacting badly the margin, impacting badly the profitability, while in the meantime there is a huge investment in terms of innovation and technologies, because we understand that innovative solution may help. However, those solutions must be definite focus on standardization, collaboration, integration, being platform-based, digitizing the building, digitizing the work process, and also optimizing those work process. So to come to this state of art, different solutions exist, different elements exist. One of them is, of course, the 3D, and more globally speaking, the BIM, which, if it is used for the entire life cycle of the building, may answer to this challenge. However, there we also notice a big gap between the 3D used on the design phase compared to the one used on the execution phase. On the design phase, we see that there is a high investment in terms of time, resource, to really embed this 3D in the work process of a project, while it is not linked to the operation field, and where there is a lack of collaboration, coordination between the different stakeholders of a project around this 3D. It's really related to the maturity of the contractor, subcontractors, of the stakeholders, globally speaking. So when we have to talk about the 3D model on site, to visualize, to control, to report, there what we notice is that we still use the 2D plan. And if we have to monitor on site, we are really using high-tech, very expensive technologies such as scan, drone, and so on, which are disconnected of the 3D itself, and which is really not oriented to the end user on site. And that's where GenieVision is coming with a clear mission: come and bring the 3D model on site and make this experience fast, easy, and reliable. So, having this picture in mind, GenieVision has really worked on building a solution which is open in the way that it's really easy to integrate in the ecosystem of a customer, using cutting-edge technologies as well, but for the end use of the user on site. So focusing on the collaboration and the user friendliness. So to summarize, we have a solution that allows to carry the 3D model on site, to benchmark this 3D with the reality and do different kind of reporting to digitalize the documentation. If we have to really briefly describe the work process of GenieVision, it's really simple at the end. We have a 3D model which is edited by a CAD system. This 3D model is loaded on a web portal, processed and made available through a mobile application for the operator on site doing this control. So during the control, we collect different elements. Those elements are, we can retrieve those elements back to the web portal. But I will stop here. I will leave the floor to Jean-Pierre and David, who will detail that more precisely. But I want to once again ask you, if you have any question, please raise it. Do not hesitate to raise it in the conversation. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I will guide you a little bit through our portal and its functionalities. And I want to jump from what Caroline just said a minute ago about augmented reality. When we're talking about displaying BIM data in augmented reality, we are facing a critical challenge because BIM data are most of the time very big, and bringing all this numerous data on site on a mobile device will heavily impact the performances of your device and therefore have a strong wrong impact on your user experience. And for overtaking this, we have developed at GenieVision very specific, unique process for data transformation. And we actually take our mobile, your model, and cut it into small pieces to display only on the mobile information on your mobile device what is needed. The portal is mostly there for that specific reason and guide you to all the tools needed to cut your model in pieces. Thanks to this unique process, we managed to have almost virtually no file size limitation on our data transformation process. And together with this performance, we also support different BIM formats. I will try to guide you a little bit through our portal. So in here, I am connected as a demo user. I've got access to 4 projects. Potentially, you can create, of course, your own and do whatever you want with them. But mostly, we provide you all the tools required to guide and send all this data to the mobile devices on site. So I have uploaded here some IFC and Revit files. They are organized within different folders. Those folders are accessible on the mobile as additional layers. So you have a strict balance between what is on the portal and the experience that is on site with the mobile application. We provide you with some viewing possibilities so you can manipulate your file, go around, do some clipping operation to analyze and see whether this is the version that you're interested in and if you're happy with what you have uploaded. We also provide you some useful information about how we are going to split your model in small pieces, most of the time only building stories. So these white boxes here are showing to the end user, to the BIM collaborator, how we are cutting the model in pieces. We will also provide some tools to adapt these boxes, which are now derived automatically from the model. But once we will complete our development for next September, you'll be able to manipulate these boxes and decide where you want to cut your building and in how many pieces. Going back to a new project, in here I've got a stability file that was uploaded earlier. I have many different versions of that stability files in IFC, Revit format, or IFC zip. And for the sake of the demo, I will upload an electricity file in this additional folder here. So process has been developed very, very simple. You just take your file, upload it, and therefore an automatic data transformation process is triggered on our server on the cloud. While it's processing, I will guide you through the other tabs. You've got members where you can add all the members of your organization or invite new person to your project. Once you invite people, you can decide to assign them a role that will have that will limit or give them possibilities to work on your project. All these people invited to your project as members will gather many issues that will add up along the way, and that will populate gradually all our database with your as-built documentation, because you will have pictures of reality, pictures of augmented reality, and some documentation all along your project. All our pictures are located in 3D into your building, so it makes useful information at the end of your project. I think I've covered it all. I will let David do the demonstrations on the tablet. And yeah, David, the floor is yours.
Hello to all. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. So I will show you today how we can now use and visualize the data that just Jean-Pierre freshly uploaded on the web portal, and how we can calibrate our model on the worksite directly. So you select your project. Afterwards, you select the floor on which you will control. Here, the first step is you coming on what we call the minimap. So you have just to define where you are located exactly into the building in order to also collapse the model on that place. So the first operation, the system is asking you to select the ground on which the model will be placed. And then you select an edge on the model, and you select the same edge in the reality. Once that process is done, the system will collapse on the reference point you have selected the model, and then you need just to realign softly the model on the exact position. This process will be soon fully automated in the next release, so it's really coming in a few weeks. So here, I'm just checking at that place the alignment, and I'm saving the position. So the objective to save that position is that myself or even a colleague can come back afterwards on that exact place and relocate himself in 3 seconds with an already calibrated model. So that's clearly the purpose. So here, let's say I'm coming back the day after, and I'm relocating on that place where I have saved my point before. So as you can see, in 3 seconds, the model is exactly calibrated and aligned on the position where I have saved it. I can easily also check with the transparency if all elements are on the right place. So I'm entering in another room, and I'm going to check some techniques on the roof. And as you can see here, I have different layers on the right column that I can manage, so I can hide, unhide the elements that I want to discover or to check. And I can also use the mixed reality visualization tool in order to check if there are, let's say, false ceilings on the roof. You can see elements behind other elements. That's really the purpose of it. And you can also verify that also the model is correctly positioned with the outline of the 3D model on the reality. This is clearly also a visual comfort in order to really check the position of each element of the model and on the reality. Here, clearly, we have here identified that some pipings were placed too high compared to the original 3D model. So from here, you can also direct report this non-conformity that you just have found out. Voilà, you take the picture, and in our app, there is an integrated annotation tool and an integrated reporting tool that will give you the possibility to give some details about the non-conformity and problem that you have encountered on your work site. So in this case, let's say it's about the piping that was placed too high. And once that report is fully detailed with the type of issue that you can give, and etc., you can make more pictures if you would like. And you can find back directly also your report directly on the minimap. So each user can see every non-conformities generated by others, and you can also visualize from the app directly the immediate generated report that you can also find back on the portal. Another interesting visualization tool is what we call the tabletop viewer. So during a meeting, you can also easily show up directly through the mobile device your level or your 3D model. You can find back all the same functionalities as the layer management, the XYZ transversal sketches. So in order to visualize fully your model during a meeting with colleagues and exchange on the topic. You can rotate, zoom in, hide and hide the elements, and also directly from that point you can also switch back in the one size into the reality. So here we adding again the layers for the visualization, and you can modulate a bit and handle your model directly and exchange IDs or share IDs or comments directly with your colleague. Here in the layers, you have also including all your sub-layers. Again, on that tabletop view, you can hide and hide the elements that you want to see or not see. And now I will give back the word again to my colleague Jean-Pierre. Sorry, this is still far for me. So yeah, the purpose really of GenieVision is bring your 3D on site in order for, of course, having a higher comprehension of your 3D model overlapped on the reality, so work with much more visual information in order to enhance the team coordination and collaboration directly on the work site. Having a better visualization and follow-up during the structural walls, for instance. Also increase a higher control and inspection of all the map, and having a more detailed reporting and all the non-conformities that you have encountered on your website that you can report, of course, to re-upload afterwards the data and enrich your as-built by collecting all this data. Thank you. Okay.
So, jumping from what David was saying, we have some project integration as well, and I wanted to go through these 3 points together with you. First of all, because it's a cloud solution, the portal client together with the mobile application are both connected to our cloud SaaS solution, so it is all real time. Data exchange from mobile to the portal, from the portal back to the mobile are all real time, talking about exchanging issue, notification, and synchronizing data from the portal to the mobile. We also have developed this architecture in an open way to make sure we can easily be integrated with your ecosystem, whether you're working on a specific document management system of your own, as long as it is open to the internet and you can, with open authentication, connect to it and exchange information, we'll be able to integrate your DMS to our solution. We will first go through some standard integration. I'm talking here about integrating BIM 360 into our solution, to use it as a document management system or to use it as an issue management. All these issues together with the information gathered by your user will give you some sort of as-built documentation at the end of your project. And if we integrate with your system, you will be in possession at the end of your project of all those issues geolocated and with some augmented reality data on top of it. I think that's it for me. Philippe will have the last word of the session.
So hello everybody online. I'm very proud today to say that I'm happy to see that we are at the end already of our first webinar. And then we ramp up what has been said already by my colleagues today. and maybe speak about the why. So why are we doing what we do today? I mean, we are making this kind of application because all the companies that have invested in 3D design today, they have invested in people, in technologies, in software, in budget, and it's huge time, and it has a cost. But at the end of the day, when they start the execution, what they do, they print everything in 2D. So they still use 2D plans for the execution. So how we can solve this problem? Just by use GenieVision for 3 phases. First, you can use the augmented reality using, and I will give you some words on this. This is a smart device, and this is a smart camera. So we use the latest technology with our AR mobile app and all the application we have developed with Jean-Pierre to use this technology before the execution. So you project your 3D design scale 1:1 against the reality. During the execution, when you can see non-conformities and you control at the end of the day. So this is really what we want to do. And why? Because we see today on the market, there are many issues, not only in the execution, but also when you want to give the architects need the as-built, that this is a record they should give to the financial guys of the building. We can solve this issue with our solution. You can record all the non-conformities or the as-built against the 3D and the reality. But also we are addressing what we call the bill of material. So when you have a supplier that says, I send you that invoice for this amount of money for that execution, but now you can control end-to-end the total, if the invoice is okay or not okay. Thank you for that moment with us. Just to confirm to you that if you want to take contact with us, we have 2 ways to do that, or you send an email address at GenieVision, info at genievision.com, or you can take a scheduled meeting with us from our website.